A chaotic night unfolded at a northwest side apartment complex. Police looking into why someone was shot overnight.
The wide field of presidential hopefuls narrowing once again this morning. Julian Castro calling it quits. We're going to take a look at his decision new at noon.
And still a few showers out there. We're waiting for clouds to clear. What does tomorrow look like and the weekend as well? We've got the latest coming up.
Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
San Antonio police are trying to get to the bottom of what they describe as a violent family dispute. It left 2 people injured and sent them to the hospital overnight.
It happened in a parking lot of an apartment complex on Wurzbach Road, not too far from Evers Road. Katrina Weber reports officers were able to make a quick arrest.
According to police, what happened here started with just angry words, but then things escalated into a shoving and a shooting. When officers arrived in the 6400 block of Wurzbach Road shortly before midnight, they found a 40-year-old man and 38-year-old woman, both suffering from injuries. Witnesses told them the man, who lives here at the Latitude Apartments, had been arguing with another man, later identified as 32-year-old Gerald Lowe, in the parking lot. Police say the woman intervened and Lowe shoved her to the ground, causing her to cut her leg. They say witnesses told them Lowe then shot the man and ran away. Both victims were taken to a hospital by ambulance with non-life-threatening injuries. Officers quickly caught up with Lowe, still on Wurzbach Road, but a few blocks away. He was arrested. Although police described this as a family dispute, we still don't know the relationship between any of the people involved. As for the man in custody, he faces a charge of aggravated assault. Reporting from the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
San Antonio police are hoping to track down an armed robber with your help. The incident happened back in December on the 2nd at the Save and Go convenience store in the 1000 block of Poteet-Jerndon Freeway. Police say this is the guy who walked into the store, pointed a gun at the clerk, and demanded money. The clerk complied, and the suspect got away with cash. If you have any information that might help track him down, call Crime Stoppers at 224-STOP. There's up to a $5,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest.
This street is known for accidents, especially at this corner of 26th and that corner of 27th Street.
This new neighbor is calling attention to a busy West Side street after 2 people were killed in a fiery crash on New Year's Day. Linda Garcia says she and her family were outside watching fireworks when a driver in a white Chevy came speeding down West Poplar and crashed into a family as they pulled out of their driveway. The 31-year-old driver and 14-year-old girl killed on impact, and the car caught fire. Garcia says she jumped in to try to help.
It's like a loss of me also, because I feel the family's pain, and me seeing their stepdaughter in the fire while she's looking at me brings me to tears. Like, I wish I could have just helped her and dragged her out, but I couldn't. It was too late. She was stuck.
Another 5-year-old and 1-year-old baby were rescued from the burning car and are recovering from second-degree burns. 2 people inside that white Chevy got out and ran. Garcia and neighbors are pleading for them to turn themselves in. Police say the driver was going over 100 miles an hour. And Garcia says she sees lots of racing and accidents along her street. She says something needs to be done to slow them down, like speed bumps or stop signs.
Now on to the race for president in 2020. In Washington, there may be a cloud of uncertainty with the impeachment trial, but the Democratic candidates for president are focusing on Iowa's caucus instead.
With the caucus just 1 month away, the field of hopefuls is now dwindling again. This morning, former San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro dropped out of the race. ABC's
Serena Marshall is in Washington with the first big swing on the campaign trail in the new year.
With only 1 month to go before the first presidential caucus in Iowa, another candidate out.
I'm so proud of the campaign we've run together. We've shaped the conversation on so many important issues in this race. I've determined that it simply isn't our time.
Julian Castro, the former Obama administration Housing and Urban Development Secretary, was the first Mexican American to have sought the presidency.
I'm not done fighting. I'll keep working towards a nation where everyone counts.
But he didn't make it to the debate stage for the past 2 months and was falling short in polling and fundraising for the January stage. That still leaves 14 candidates vying for the nomination, though, and the money race heating up. Bernie Sanders raking in a massive $34.5 million in the final quarter of 2019, topping the field.
Thank you.
Pete Buttigieg, the now former mayor of South Bend as his term ended Wednesday, bringing in $24.7 million. But already some Democrats looking ahead to New Hampshire. 5 candidates in the live free or die state today. Some candidates' campaigning schedules, though, may be put on hold, as 5 senators running for office could be pulled back to D.C. for the impeachment trial, as well as former Vice President Joe Biden, who could be called as a witness if President Trump gets his way.
I would honor whatever the Congress, in fact, legitimately asked me to do.
For voters in Iowa and New Hampshire, though, it's not the impeachment fight back in Washington helping them make their decision. It's the issues like health care. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.